The power of no, reclaiming your time and energy. In a world that often celebrates busyness, saying no can feel like a radical act. We are conditioned to please, to avoid conflict, and to accommodate others' needs above our own. However, every yes comes with a cost. Each time we agree to something we don't truly want, we chip away at our time, energy, and emotional bandwidth. Learning to say no is not selfish, it is an act of self-preservation. It is about reclaiming our power and making conscious choices about how we spend our most precious resources. When we constantly overextend ourselves, we deplete our reserves, leaving us feeling exhausted, resentful, and disconnected from our own needs. Saying no allows us to create space for what truly matters, for the people and activities that light us up. It is about setting healthy limits so that we can show up fully in the areas of our lives that deserve our attention. By consciously choosing where we invest our time and energy, we create a life that is aligned with our values and priorities. Saying no is not about building walls, it is about creating healthy boundaries. Just as a fence defines the perimeter of a garden, protecting the flowers within, personal boundaries protect our well-being. They are a way of communicating our needs and limits to others, letting them know what we are and are not willing to tolerate. When we clearly define our boundaries, we create a safe and sustainable space for genuine connection and growth. This is not a selfish act, it is an empowering one. When we honor our own needs, we are better equipped to show up for others in meaningful ways. We can offer our time and energy from a place of wholeness rather than depletion. Remember, saying no to what drains you allows you to say yes to what fuels you. This is the essence of living a life rooted in authenticity and self-respect. Saying no for self-preservation, protecting your mental well-being. The inability to say no can take a serious toll on our mental health. Constantly putting others' needs before our own can lead to feelings of resentment, overwhelm, and burnout. We may experience increased anxiety, difficulty concentrating, and a decline in our overall well-being. Learning to set healthy boundaries is not just about managing our time. It is about safeguarding our emotional and psychological health. When we say yes out of obligation or fear of disappointing others, we betray ourselves. We silence our own needs and desires, diminishing our sense of self-worth. Over time, this pattern of people-pleasing can erode our confidence and leave us feeling depleted. Saying no, on the other hand, is an act of self-care. It is a way of honoring our limits and prioritizing our well-being. By setting boundaries, we create space for self-reflection and emotional regulation. We give ourselves permission to say no to requests that trigger stress or anxiety. This allows us to conserve our energy and focus on activities that nourish our minds and spirits. When we prioritize our mental health, we are better equipped to handle life's challenges with resilience and grace. Remember, saying no is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. It takes courage to stand up for ourselves, to prioritize our well-being, and to say no to requests that compromise our peace of mind. By embracing the power of no, we create a life that is aligned with our values, protects our mental health, and allows us to show up as our best selves. Stronger relationships through boundaries, fostering respect and understanding. While it may seem counterintuitive, setting boundaries actually strengthens our relationships. When we are clear about our needs and limits, we create an environment of mutual respect and understanding. Boundaries prevent resentment from building and allow for more authentic connections. They are not about creating distance. They are about fostering healthy and sustainable relationships. When we constantly overextend ourselves for others, we risk blurring the lines between our needs and theirs. This can lead to feelings of resentment and frustration, which can poison even the strongest relationships. By setting boundaries, we communicate our limits clearly, preventing misunderstandings and unrealistic expectations. Boundaries also allow us to show up more fully in our relationships. When we are not constantly depleted from overcommitting, we have more energy and emotional availability for the people who matter most. We can engage in our relationships from a place of wholeness rather than exhaustion, fostering deeper connection and intimacy. Remember, healthy relationships are built on a foundation of mutual respect. This includes respecting each other's time, energy, and emotional boundaries. By setting clear and compassionate boundaries, we create a space where both parties feel seen, heard, and valued. This is how we cultivate relationships that are not only enjoyable but also sustainable in the long run.